As I enter the Canyon of Mist, I welcome you back, Amiibros, to Mission 10 of Devil May Cry. In the last episode, we acquired a brand new devil arm in the form of Ifrit, which is in dire need of upgrades if it hopes to stand on par with Alistair. So let's get some upgrades for it, shall we? Starting off, I purchased Magma Drive, which allows Dante to perform a Magma Uppercut. To activate it, simply lock onto an enemy, hold back on the control stick, while simultaneously pressing and holding the Y button, and release it when you're ready, and Dante will perform it. The longer you hold the Y button, the greater the damage. The second upgrade I purchased was Kick 13. Kick 13 behaves similarly to Stinger, even down to the inputs being the same. Simply lock onto an enemy, hold up on the control stick, and press Y. Dante will lunge forward, and instead of using a sword, he'll use his boot to solve the problem, with level 2 offering you greater reach. And when it comes to weapon upgrades for Ifrit, with the exception of Rolling Blaze, which turns Dante's jump into a fire jump and makes a later boss slightly easier, I'll be sure to show that off when we get to it, I don't really dabble with the other weapon upgrades for Ifrit. Not to say that they're bad, it's just when I'm using Ifrit, I'm using it to punch demons in the face, not to fire projectiles out from the gauntlets, which is what both levels of Meteor do. And Inferno, truth be told, I've never dabbled in it before, and I've never felt compelled to buy it before, because you're only ever going to be able to use it when you Devil Trigger. And when I Devil Trigger while utilizing Ifrit, I'm using it to perform a particular combo, Super Kick 13, which you activate while in Devil Trigger with Ifrit equipped. You hold up on the control stick while being locked on and press Y, Dante will go into a full punch kick combo that not only breaks an enemy's guard, but also deals an insane amount of damage. We're going to be seeing it later on in this episode, and I'll be sure to point it out. Whenever I go into Devil Trigger, that's the combo I'm performing, so it makes Inferno not all that useful to me, and I'd rather save my red orbs for blue and purple orbs, as well as consumables that I can use later on. However, I wouldn't let my very personal reasons for not buying particular upgrades for Ifrit or Alistair dissuade you from testing them out yourself at home if you decide to pick this game up. In fact, I encourage you to test things out and see what suits your playstyle. If you have the red orbs to spare, go for it. And if you don't like a particular weapon upgrade, you can always reset. Missions in Devil May Cry aren't that long, as you've clearly seen, with some exceptions, mind you, but a majority of the missions are really short. They're not that long. So if you have the red orbs to spare, spend them on weapon upgrades and see what suits your playstyle. Me, on the other hand, I'm sticking with Magma Drive and Kick 13. Magma Drive, Jesus Christ. Magma Drive! Oy. It's currently midnight when I'm recording this, and oh my god, I swear, my brain is having a stroke as I'm trying to describe things. I swear to god. Anyway, the objective for this mission is that we must follow the guiding light because it knows the correct way out of the fog maze. Before we activate the guiding light, however, we need to take care of every single demon in this arena, for if you try to activate the guiding light, it'll go towards a nearby demon and reside within them until you kill that demon. And if there's another demon, it'll reside within that one until you kill that one as well. You want to kill every single demon so the guiding light has nothing to reside in, and it'll have no choice but to show you the way. Be quick though, because once it gets to the exit, it'll start fading away, and if it fades away completely, that means you have to redo this whole maze all over again. Sounds pretty simple and easy on normal mode. On hard mode, it's a pain in the dick, because you have to do 3 tiers of this. The first and second tiers aren't really that bad on hard mode. The third tier can, in my opinion, go jump off a bridge. Because the third tier, guess what you have to deal with? Shadows! Yeah, because hard mode changes up enemy encounters. So imagine encountering one of the hardest enemies in this game in a very tight space. There's very little room to breathe, and if you're not packing enough DT runes, or hell, not packing any Devil Stars to recover those DT runes, those shadows will drain your yellow orbs faster than you can fucking breathe. Fortunately though, those weren't shadows, those were blades, which aren't as bad, thankfully. Which reminds me, one thing I forgot to mention concerning blades is that if you ever find yourself getting dogpiled by them, I suggest having either the shotgun or the grenade launcher equipped, because those are the two best guns for dealing with crowds. I personally suggest you utilize the grenade launcher, not only because it'll help recover your DT runes a lot faster, but also because its range damage spreads further than the shotgun does. And it's the weapon I use to grind blades to get the air hike ability, which will help make the next secret mission that I tackle a lot easier. Fortunately, for those of you watching, I've edited out most of that grinding because grinding is boring, and my voice is already boring enough to listen to, so why bore y'all even further with my gameplay that advances nothing? And yes, I know that was a burn towards myself, but still, okay? Point still stands. So anyway, as we close out Mission 10 with a B, we start out Mission 11, Fate, with offering a chalice to open up the path. Before we grasp said chalice, however, we gotta get something in order to open up the gate. And before we can do that, I have some blades to exterminate, with a grenade launcher nonetheless. See, this is what I'm saying. Dante is like the most extreme bug exterminator ever. However, he's moved on past exterminating bugs with the death of Phantom, and is now moving on to the extermination of lizards. But that brings up a question I've had about this series for a while now. That is, what exactly does Dante get paid in for his services? Does he get paid in red orbs? Or does he get paid in standard currency? And by standard, I mean like paper bills, coins, you know. I mean, how does he pay utilities? Does he pay the person that is in charge of his building red orbs as well? Because something tells me only Dante and other like demon hunters, as well as other like demons in general, know what red orbs are. Because I have a feeling like not everybody in the real world knows what red orbs are. Well, at least in the world of Devil May Cry, anyway. Because yes, there is a civilization. There are people outside of, you know, the regular day-to-day devils that Dante hunts down. But yeah, it's just a question I've always had, you know, because other people in the series do bring up, you know, being paid in cash. And I don't think we ever see any other type of currency aside from red orbs. It's just a thought. Anyway, new enemy, the Death Scythe. And, truth be told, not as tough as the Death Scissor. I mean, it's definitely the most versatile of the death enemies, given how many scythes that fucking guy was holding. I mean, jeez. He was holding like 3 or 4 scythes. So, all the more important that you dodge them. And he does have access to certain magical abilities, where he'll utilize a glyph to send you up in the air and hold you in place. For that, you just keep using Helmbreaker to send yourself down, so he doesn't swipe at you with his scythe. But other than that, no, the Death Scythe really isn't that challenging. I mean, it's only fitting because the Sin Scythes weren't that tough to begin with either. But, yeah, no. That lines up, that rounds out, actually. that rounds out the Sin Scissors, the Sin Scythes, Death Scissors, and Death Scythes. You know, all in all, they're a tough group of enemies, more so the Death variety than the Sin variety, but give it some practice and you shouldn't have any trouble with them. We actually needed to defeat the Death Scythe in order to activate that platform over there, and as you saw, it just showed us around the arena to, you know, collect some red orbs. I do think there's a blue orb fragment at the tippy top of this level that you can only get by using air raid, but if there is, I miss it completely because I did not know about it. Simple as that. Yeah, when it comes to Devil May Cry, I'm not the most like pro player at it. I'm decent at it. You know, I play these games with a very casual set of eyes, so you're not going to be seeing, you know, shotgun hike tricks or me taking advantage of glitches, you know. I love the series, but that doesn't mean I know all the tips and that doesn't mean I know all the tricks and mechanics of every single game, you know. Well, we're just about to finish up the grinding session, hence why my red orb count went from 1,000 to 3,000. And the reason why I grinded, again, was to get the air hike ability, which acts as a double jump when Alistair is equipped. And yes, if Alistair, you can only use your double jump when Alistair is equipped. And that double jump costs 4,000 red orbs. Ugh. Well, once you have air hike, we can access the secret mission, Wandering Ghosts. Acquire the blue orb that's floating in the air. This secret mission, if you have air hike, is rather simple. If you don't have air hike, it can be a bit of a pain in the dick. What you have to do is you have to jump off of the Sin Scissors and acquire the blue orb fragment that way. You can jump on the Sin Scissors as many times as you want, provided they are moving towards the blue orb fragment, because you can only jump once if you don't have air hike. If you do have air hike, you jump once, jump off the Sin Scissors, jump up in the air again towards the blue orb fragment, and boom, it's yours. I mean, you saw how easy it was to get with air hike, so yeah, that's why I grinded as much as I did. But once you get your blue orb fragment, just kill the Sin Scissors, because fuck them and their annoying ass cackle. Ugh, I swear, that's the most annoying part about the Sin variety of ghosts, is that they cackle. But we're done with that secret mission. We can now press forward. Let's go collect our chalice. Not the Holy Grail though. Different movie. God, man, I still haven't seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I know, sacrilege, but it's on my priorities, or it's on my watch list. Yeah, I prioritize my watch list. There we go. My watch list is my priority. But let's jump down here. If Dante will stop being cool and jumping across. Jesus, Dante! Ugh. As you can see, this is quite a big arena. I'm sensing a boss fight. Well, before we encounter said boss fight, let's just acquire our chalice first by using the Sign of Chastity, which for some reason is a brain. I have no idea why. But we now have the chalice, the cup which held the blood of a divine god. What divine god that is, we never know. But I have a feeling we're about to find out. Possibly, anyway. Oh, hey, you! Certainly been a while. About 7 missions, I think. How you been? Ooh, you got pretty eyes. Anyway, Nello Angelo, round 2. And if he wants to use the sword, I shall use my fists. Because they make this fight a hell of a lot easier compared to the first. And the reason is, because remember, a fully charged Ifrit punch breaks an opponent's guard. Had Nello Angelo not teleported away right there, his guard would have been broken. As it is now, see? Boom! One more time. Boom! Again and again. So yeah, that's what you're doing. Rinse and repeat, time your charges correctly, and you should be able to shave off Nello Angelo's health bar really quickly. Of course, if he manages to hit you with his sword, it still fucking hurts, but not compared to the amount of damage you've already done to him. Because the more you keep damaging Nello Angelo, the more DT runes you build up until they're at max. Once you're at max, go into Devil Trigger and perform your Super Kick 13, which I just did a few moments ago. When you saw Dante deliver a barrage of punches and kicks, that's Super Kick 13. And look at that. Look how much health has been shaved off of Nello Angelo just from a few strikes of Ifrit alone. You compare this to the amount of pain you would have been able to deal with Alistair, and the fight would have been a lot trickier. Granted, the fight with Nello Angelo still is pretty tough because of his damage output, but look at that. I had less trouble facing him here than I did the first time around. Sorry, Nello Angelo. You just can't match the power-packed taste of Ifrit. Damn, now I want Sunny D. It's funny too, because I haven't had Sunny D in a long time. What do you think Ifrit brand Sunny D would taste like? Would it be spicy? I have no idea. What I do know is we just got a fuck ton of red orbs. And with that, take 5, Ifrit. You've certainly proven your worth to me. But let's go insert our chalice, because we were so rudely interrupted by Nello Angelo. Should I use the chalice? Well, I mean, I'm not using it for anything. I don't really want to drink the blood of demons. Tastes like orange soda, which, ugh, no thank you. Not a big fan of Fanta. I know, sacrilege to some, but that's just my taste. Anyway, if you ever have a hard time with Nello Angelo in this fight, there is a green orb right by that fountain, should you need it. I, however, did not, because Ifrit is king. And in 22 minutes, that was most likely the grinding. And it was because I took so long with that mission that I got yet another B. We're just raking in the Bs, man. Because this game is the bee's knees! Anyway, that'll do for Mission 11. Next time on Devil May Cry, we tackle Mission 12. See you guys then.